Hello and welcome to part 7 of our gameplay in Songs of Syx in the great city of Foremenlore, which is now starting to expand enough that, well, maybe we can't call it a great city yet, maybe just a little bit of a town. But we're slowly but surely getting there. A lot of things happened last episode. We just have to continue working on our food reserves, also getting in a lot more of our workers, and just to expand our industry a little bit. As far as our exports go, we're going pretty well in terms of exporting, but we maybe want to make the place look a little bit nicer, which we can think about including some more decorations. Anyway, let's continue. So yes, the main thing we have to work on is our workforce. Currently we are -4 workers, so we'll have to worry about that a little bit. Fortunately, our laboratory is still got quite a few scientists in it, and our food stocks we still have 10 days worth. We have a good stockpile of grain, so our bakery should be able to shore that up, and we have a very good amount of fish as well. The fish is going to be very, very helpful for us. A little bit concerned about our amount of fruit, just because we need to make sure we have fruit for our human nursery here, just so we continue to get more native borns. The more natives we get, the better. And we can actually see with the introduction of our new pasture, we seem to have a decent amount of meat supplies as well. That should hopefully keep people a little bit happier as well. Other than that, we're just continuing on. We're just selling off some of our metal, we're selling off some of our furniture, as well as our clothes. Although we do need to be a little bit more concerned about the amount of cotton that we have readily available. In that sense, we might end up building up another pasture, but we need to kind of get the workforce before we can do that. As far as everybody goes, people are reasonably happy. It seems our bribes had the wanted effect that we kind of wanted them to have. How is our wells doing? Our wells are doing okay. They're doing a-okay. Speaking of which, we cannot yet upgrade this because we need the quality tech bathing. It does only require clay, which we are importing, but we will require some additional money for that. We should be exporting pottery, which we are, fantastic. As it comes for setting up our own clay mines, it would be quite far away over here, and I think I kind of mentioned it before, but the deposits for it aren't that great. Oh, they're going to give us some opium and some money. Yes. If we could decline this, I mean, we don't really need the opium, and actually having a better faction's opinion of us could be better off. Yeah, let's decline this. Funny how they're like, oh yeah, we're offering you this as a gift between friends, and declining it actually makes them happier, but we don't really need the money. We will make it up when we start our trading back up, when we get the traders back in. And the opium, it would be nice. It's a large amount of opium, but I think we can do alright without it. We don't really have like any of our places that require opium yet. As it stands, we're slowly growing. Our Dondorians aren't particularly happy. They're only 48%, and I guess that's probably because of their religion. Yeah, they do require access to temples. That's something we could potentially think about unlocking as temples. If I remember correctly, we did unlock good stonework in the last episode. Indeed, we did. So that's masonry, so we can make some good stones. I don't think we've actually built a mason anywhere, however, have we? No, I was thinking maybe potentially up here at the longhouses. So potentially building up a masonry means we can use some of the stone that we have in stockpile and make it to good stone, which would be very, very nice. So let's think about doing that. That should be under crafting. Yep, masonry here. So we'll allow this kind of break here, and we'll just build up the first part of our mason. Just a very small one. Maybe make it a little bit smaller than that, just so we don't have to worry about that. And we'll also start building up ever so slightly over here. We do need to make it a little bit shorter. Like so. There we go. That's better. Just so we don't have to pay the increased upkeep. We could use pillars and that, but I always feel they get in the way more than you'd like. And in terms of the furniture, the stone and the metal, we have a lot of that. So yeah, we'll do this. We'll bump up the efficiency as much as we can. Good. We only want 6 employees. We are still a little bit behind on the number of workers, but this should be fine. And we'll also build a door here just for when we do actually include that interior bit there. Yep, let's get them to construct that. And that'll give our people something to do, which is always nice, and also give us a potential for another way of exporting as well. We could think about building up this stone quarry here. It's a very small deposit, but that's not necessarily a bad thing, just so we can start to get a steady supply of stone coming in as well. But with that, we should probably actually think about setting up another export depot, which we will. We'll build another one here, and we'll use that to start exporting our good, nice stone. And speaking of this, we've used up all the crates here. Part of me does really want to upgrade this. It doesn't hold very much in it just now, so I think we will. Let's pause it quickly, and we're going to go and refurbish this room. We want to make sure that we have... Let's actually build this out of stone. I think that'd be nicer. And we'll expand the warehouse out just a little bit over here. And we'll... Do we want to build it further up? Or no, not really. We'll maybe just include a door here so people can get out into the central courtyard and make sure that we still got our doors there and potentially another door here. So let's build up a couple more crates just to expand out our warehouse ever so slightly. Yeah, perfect. There we go. It's going to cost us a little bit in terms of stone and some of our resources, but this is going to make it much, much better for including stuff in there. Let's get to work, guys. Fortunately, that was our main stockpile, so it's going to say that we have a lot less stuff than we actually do, but that's okay. Our people should still be able to just grab anything they require. We should have enough furniture to build that. We've already used a bunch of our furniture over here in the masonry. And our population is going up steadily, which is always nice. And we do need to refurbish these mud walls when we get a second. At least we're building the rest of it out of stone, so it shouldn't be too bad. Good stuff, good stuff. Make sure you guys... Have you brought in all of the furniture? Yeah, you're starting to bring them in. Good. We'll just let them work away, just building this up. We need furniture, it's saying. Do we have any spare crates over here? We do indeed. Let's just set up a furniture crate over here just so it stops complaining at us. And so that our carpenter will continue to work. Overall, things aren't looking too bad. We could potentially even think about upgrading this carpenter just a little bit, just so we can actually make some more furniture. Because it does look like we burned through our stockpile quite a bit by going into the masonry here. But that is a-okay by me, so we get some nice stone. We can... Who's starving? How are you starving? Oh, one of the children. Ah, that is because we are out of fruit, which is a bad, bad thing. How far away are we from our fruit farm being done? Pretty close. Pretty close. But the fact that we have starving children is not a good thing. And that's probably because we haven't managed to import any of it yet. Okay. Looks like we managed to get that resolved through a very small import of fruit. We're going to have to keep a little eye on that. And we just need to make sure that we're going to continue building up this furniture. Potentially we should have waited for our masonry before we upgrade, but never mind, you know. The main thing is we're building out this warehouse. This weaver here we will probably just have encircling this area here, and then maybe we don't even need to have a collection point here because we should have it from the warehouse here anyway, but we'll probably just build one anyway when we get the second. In terms of our research seems fine. We have a lot of money. That was a big export that we just did, so we should be able to keep importing stuff as much as possible. I'm actually going to increase the import level of fruit just ever so slightly because we are having a bigger population. Humans do like fruit, and they'll try and seek that out when they can. We're nearly there. We're just going to continue building up our furniture stockpile, so we won't upgrade the carpenter at all until we get this warehouse completed. But yes, overall things are going pretty well. Speaking of which, how are we looking in terms of services? Everyone's pretty happy with the amount of food stalls they're being given. That's probably because we've upgraded them as well. They're not too happy with their markets, and they're not too happy with the lavatories. So let's have a little look and see what we can do about that. We could think about getting posh relief. That's going to cost us 200. And it does make them more hygienic, which is good. And it will make it so the service is a little bit better. So that is always an option. Is it a good use of our 200 research points, though? That is the real question that we have to ask ourselves. I mean, I can't see how it's a bad thing. Alternatively, we could unlock the smithy, which will then let us make tools, which will make everything better. I think that's probably a better shout, actually. Let's use that. We'll do that. We can always give tools to our researchers, or anybody, really. War of the Faiths. Okay, people are not very happy. Not too good, not too good. Fortunately, nothing seemed to happen in the last War of the Faiths, so hopefully the same thing doesn't happen again. Oh, and now we have some clay. We still don't have the tech, and we don't actually even have enough clay to upgrade, so we'll have to just do that at another point. And we can't upgrade the hearth as well because we don't have the research, but we will soon have the fancy stone, so at least we have that going for us. How are we doing over here in the masonry? Yeah, doing alright. We should have a good stockpile of stone coming in. And we're doing very well with the amount of metal that we have. We're really making up that metal. If we can make up a smithy somewhere, We'll probably make it down here next to the metal smelter. Obviously, we'll probably actually redo this entire area when we get a second. But for now, it's doing okay. And it's at least it's working. We don't really have the workforce to really kind of maximize our productivity at the moment. What do we need to use for a smithy? It is going to require furniture, so we're going to hold off until we at least have our warehouse done and we have a little bit more of a stockpile of furniture to use for that. But it shouldn't take that much longer. Our carpenters are making a decent amount of furniture, even though our population is using it as well. Nothing to worry about, nothing to worry about. Speaking of all this money, we should probably start bribing people again, so that's what we will do. We'll make sure we bribe a bunch of our humans. There we go, massive increase their happiness. It's a good use of our gold, and we'll do the same for Crotonians as well. This is going to be a bit of too much of a happiness increase. Let's just go down to 42. Yep, there we go, good, and do it again. And for Dondorians, we'll do the same thing, we'll just pay them off as well. We might as well use this money to try and get as many people in as we can. Let's give them another little bribe as well, there we go, perfect. And just like that, all of our population woes have gone. We now actually have enough odd jobbers that we can pretty rapidly build everything. We've got our laboratory nearly at full capacity. Yep, just waiting for people to come over there and start to work. Our warehouse is done, we managed to bring the furniture together, fantastic. And they're going to build that up. Great, great, great. Yeah, let's make sure that we've got probably 3 deliverymen is fine. Yeah, I'd say that's okay, yeah. We'll let the AI just decide that for us. And we have a bunch more crates which we can use to store things as well. As you can see, we've gone from 15 crates all the way up to 45, which is a big, big change. So we'll actually probably just store some more iron over here. What else do we want to do? We probably want to store more cotton over here if we can. That seems good. And we'll actually also store some tools over here as well. Yeah, great. As far as our food stocks go, we've still got 12 of them left. Or 12 days worth left, sorry. So that is very, very nice. That means that we're in no danger starving anytime soon. And let's build ourselves just a small smithy over here. That's maybe a little bit too big. Yeah, we'll just kind of build it over here, just sort of as an offset of the metal smelter. Give them a door there. We'll actually give a door just here so they can go straight in between the two as well. Build a small storage over here next to the door. And we'll get ourselves a reasonably big workbench, like so, and we'll make sure as well that they are as efficient as possible. It's going to cost us a fair little bit in terms of stone and in terms of our furniture. I think we'll be okay with that. 9 employees as well, but this will make us let us start to produce tools. We can give it to our researchers. That will make it so that they're able to research better, or basically any job that you can give tools to. Just makes them work more efficiently. Could be an idea to give it more to our carpenters as well, but we'll wait until this is built up, and then I think we'll expand out our carpenter's workshop ever so slightly, just kind of build it out and around. And we can use this sort of central area here. We may even just make it so that the bakery is the other side of this, so we'll expand it out a little bit and bring it around, kind of around the road here as well. This longhouse area over here will probably require some distribution stuff as well, so we'll maybe just build like a little food stall here, like so, just to make sure that they can actually have some food. And we'll build that next to like sort of little alleyway as well. We'll probably build another distribution bit over here as well. And we'll make sure that we have some roads done. Let's make sure that now that there is people living here, we'll maybe make sure that these are paved. Gonna kind of eat into our stone just so ever so slightly, but I think it's worth it in that respect. There's always more stone, especially now that we have the odd jobbers, that we can just say, hey, you guys here, just go clear out that rock for us, would you? And they'll go over there, they'll clear that out, the guys will bring it back to the warehouses, and that's all we can really ask for. Good stuff, guys. Keep it going. Build on up. It's always nice to have more population. The more population you have, the more odd jobbers you have. The more odd jobbers you have, faster things get done. Let's upgrade this as well. We have the pottery available to do it, and it makes it so people are much happier coming here to collect their food. And that shall hopefully as well increase the happiness of our people as well, just by making sure that they have access to that. We could potentially do with another speaker, maybe down here. Could be an idea to put one down there, just so people aren't always using the same one. We want to make sure that we have enough of our services done. So yeah, let's maybe actually just put it over here next to these townspeople. Means that we have to use one of our other labourers to work it, but I think that's probably a good idea. Just means that we can have more coverage and make people more happy. Or happier, probably is the better way to say that. But yeah, no, everything seems to be going fairly swimmingly. In terms of our money, we're doing very, very well. I actually do kind of want to get more Crotonians, so if I can give them another handout just to make them very, very happy, bring them more of them in, and I want to get another cotton farm if possible. So yeah, let's build another cotton farm over here. We do need to think about as well setting up some of our irrigation, and in that respect, maybe actually building over there isn't the best idea. We maybe want to just delete that job. Yep. And we'll instead start building our cotton farm more towards the right over here, like so. Yep, that sounds better to me. Build up another cotton farm there. It means that we'll be able to get more cotton in. Potentially think about expanding out our weaver as well. Currently we only have 5 people here. We could definitely fit in more people, but we will probably need some furniture for that, which we're using currently for our smithy. But once we get some tools going, ooh, we'll start making the money then as well. Let's start exporting out some of this cut stone. It's worth quite a lot. I do feel quite bad for whatever animal has to pull all that cut stone, but it is worth quite a lot. So we might as well use it to increase our coffers, to just bribe people to come into our city. As things ends, we've got 11 days worth of food. We've got plentiful workers. Our research is mostly holding. It's not quite going up yet, but I'm thinking with the inclusion of some tools, we can hopefully do that. And as well, if we get another big influx of people, that'll help us a lot as well. We may need to consider importing some weapons, but at the moment we're really just using all of our workforce to produce things. And we haven't been attacked yet, so hopefully that will stay as it has been. I would hate to be attacked in the near future. It certainly would not be nice. As it stands, we're just going to have a little think about what we want to do. We maybe want to think about upgrading some more of our stuff. We don't really need to worry about houses in terms of basements. Fancy roads could be nice, but it's very, very expensive. Sculpting is another way of doing it. Get some decorations, things like fancy hearth. Probably needs to wait until we have another laboratory. Or until we give some tools to our scientists, which it looks like we're currently just building up the smithy now. This will impact our charcoal producers a little bit, so we may need to expand this out. We only have the 2 of the guys who are working at the moment. They do make a fair bit of charcoal, but this is going to require some more charcoal as well. And it actually takes up a lot of our free workforce, but that's okay. We'll just expand that out. We'll start making out some tools, which we are storing as well. And we should be able to make a lot of tools. It will really eat into our coal though, which is a little bit concerning. But we're still getting quite a lot of stuff in from our stone miners. We'll fell some more trees just because we are starting to run a little bit low on them, or at least, at the very least, we're not just totally at max. And given that we haven't quite set up forestry yet, does mean we do have to worry about that a little bit. Our wee kitties are okay, which is good. It means that we're at least getting our children up, so our population should continue to grow naturally. Once we have a bit more fruit farms or a bit more of a concerted farming area, we can maybe even potentially build another nursery, which could be good. And there we go, our first 16 tools are in. So what we're going to do is we're probably going to assign these over to here. Yep, so we need 21 tools, which we should have, and this will actually increase the amount of research that they're giving out, which is great. We'll see how our tool sort of situation goes with that, and you can actually see how rapidly our research is now increasing. It's massively increased the amount that we are giving out. And we may even give some tools. If we can make a good stockpile of tools, we may even give some more to our charcoaler. Makes it so that we use more wood, but they'll produce more charcoal. More charcoal means more tools. Another War of the Faith's going. Come on, guys. You know, be nice. I think it's because these Andorians are very, very, very unloyal. Why are you so unhappy? Probably because there's no beer. Is if I had to bet. They're not very happy with the buildings. They really only like stone. Which we have a little bit of, but not very much. So that's something to think about going forward. Probably their housing is made out of wood. Not very happy about that. But well. We're still getting a little bit of immigration, which is always good. We may decide to just bribe some more humans, so let's do that. Should increase their happiness a little bit, just so we have some extra people who aren't farmers, just so that they can harvest up some of this wood, keep it coming in. How are we doing for tools? Unavailable coal, so yeah, we do really need to increase the amount of coal that we're getting. And in terms of our carpenter, we're not actually even really storing any furniture anymore, which is a little bit concerning. I would have thought they would be making a little bit more, but I guess given how much we're giving for our access for our humans, where we're not even giving full, but we are using a fair amount. It looks like as well we're struggling a little bit with our tailors. Our tailors aren't producing quite as much. Someone is hurt. You are bleeding out. Well, that is a shame. Probably a workplace accident of some kind, or they've been mauled by a wild animal. Although, given that they're a farmer, I would probably expect them not to be. Okay, we managed to get a bunch more tools. Let's actually just upgrade our charcoaler here to the max. We don't require many tools for this, but this will massively increase the amount of charcoal that we're making every single day, and the more charcoal we can make, the more of our smithy we can run. And as well, let's also bump up the amount we're giving to our laboratory. We should see our science absolutely skyrocketing. And if it is, then good thing for us. Come on, any second now. There you go. You can see it slowly going up. As we expand this out and we get an additional laboratory, we will need more tools for that, but that's okay. Tools are very good. I don't think we quite have the economy to start exporting them just yet, but we also have that as an option. We could even start importing coal, but I think I kind of want to keep on going as we are. We'll probably actually more likely expand out the charcoaler. Or in fact even the carpenter. That could also be a very good idea to do. I kind of think we should do that now. Let's pause the game just now and we'll actually expand out our carpenter, and we'll change this so it's a stone building, and we will build up the ways. Yeah, I think we'll just build up all the way up to here and then expand on out. Can we go one tile more? Yes we can. Fantastic. Yeah, we'll kind of expand it here. The bakery can kind of come up and meet it, and that should look good, and we can get a bunch more people working away. Get one workbench there, get another one here, get another one kind of overlapping. Fantastic. It's going to need a lot of employees, but it's going to be much, much, much better at producing all of our furniture needs. And at the end of the day, that's really what we want. Let's make it completely efficient. I don't think we need any more workbenches for just now. And we do already have our storage. Fantastic. So let's build ourselves. One thing is we won't have any indoor connections. That's a lie. We can have one here. Once we build out this, it's over here. We clear out this wall. We can build a doorway there. It's going to let us in there. We can have a doorway up here and a doorway up here. Fantastic. And we've still got 100% isolation, so we shouldn't be producing much noise. It's going to cost us a fair bit in stone, a little bit in wood. It's going to stop our furniture construction, but it's going to make it so much better in the future. I think we just go for it. We will require more people, but we can always get more people with some bribes. When in doubt, bribe away. And that's what they always say. And look at our little ants go. We've been playing a lot of Empires of the Undergrowth lately, so used to literal ants in my RTSs rather than, or builders anyway, rather than actual little people. Which is very good if you haven't tried out the 1.0 release. It's very nice. I do quite like my Mateva ants. They're very fun to play. But we are currently on Songs of Syx rather than Ant Simulator. And things are going overall quite well. We'll not watch them build the carpenter workshop too much. But we're sitting here, we're exporting our stone, we're exporting our pottery, we're importing the things that we need. We have a decent stockpile of leather as well, which we could use to make clothes if we wanted to build second tailor, or we could potentially use it to build some leather armor instead, which is another option as well, especially now that we're getting more of our research up. Speaking of our research, do we want to increase our wells? We could get bathhouses, though we will require coal for that, which we don't really have, or we can get posh relief, both of which are actually very, very good. I think actually we'll go posh relief for now, We should have the pottery to upgrade our lavatories, and indeed we do. So let's do one there, and one there. And what that will do is it'll make people much, much happier about using these lavatories. This one has got a very high load for all the people that are using it. Potentially we need to build another one. Probably because we've got a bunch of people who are up here. There's no lavatory nearby. So we maybe want to just grab another one of our ones, just completely copy it, potentially. Or do we have one of the better ones? Maybe this guy over here, or we can just build another one. As is, just so we can get the stone. But we have our 8 carpenters here. They are going to be building us, hopefully, a whole bunch of furniture to use to make everybody just a little bit happier, which is always nice. Still got a decent amount of money. The research, even despite the fact that we just got that, is going up. We have 42 tools. Let's give some more tools to our laboratory. And we should see them rocket up the research. With every single tool that we give, more people will be coming in. And that's even with slightly less odd jobbers than we require. So we only have 18 scientists rather than the 22. And our research is still going up, all thanks to these tools. Let's even give them one more. They'll kind of eat into our stockpile just a little bit. But it will mean that we get more research. This means that we can unlock the better wells as well. If we unlock the better wells, then people will be much more happy. As long as we can get enough clay to upgrade them. And we also have the option of building up a bathhouse potentially as well. Our smithy is going to be a little bit slower to work just because our charcoaler doesn't have very much. So let's think about decreeing out some more government handouts. There we go, get bailed out. That should increase the loyalty, should hopefully bring in some more people as well. How are we doing for services? So we can see that our access to lavatories is going up because they're much happier with the upgrade that they've had. And that should continue to go up in time. Seems like most people are getting access, it's just they were obviously using the level 1 rooms before. Speaking of access, let's potentially build up our lavatory. Riots, your subjects have had enough. Oh gosh, oh dear. So there's going to be a little bit of rioting in the streets. The Crotonians and the Dundorians aren't too happy with us. For some reason, there's going to be a bunch of fighting that's going to happen. Hopefully nobody will die. Some people might get injured. And hopefully they'll go back to work after that. Please go back to work. We need you to work, please. Just stop rioting. Stop rioting. That would be great. So yeah, other than that unfortunate riot, things are going pretty well. It does seem like most of our people are not very happy. Yep, so they're happy now. They didn't seem to start any fights. Doesn't seem like anybody died. I think we already had a couple people dead before that started. Oh, okay, maybe there was somebody who died in a brawl. Yeah, that guy was mauled. He had disease. So I guess one person did get killed, but acceptable losses. At least we got people back into the fold afterwards. That's the main thing. And it seems like we've even got more humans in. So the more humans that we have, the more dominating they are in terms of their presence in the city, which is always good. It means as well that we'll have more people who are able to do our research for us in that respect. Let's give them some more tools as well. We're going to very deeply eat into that stockpile, but that's fine by me. We want to make sure that we're getting as much knowledge as possible. Just making these things more efficient means that we could have either gotten more research points by building another laboratory, which would require more workers, or we can make the one that we have already more efficient, which I think is probably a better option. Given that we're struggling to make people happy enough to come in, which is a bit of a shame. But once we get some more upgrades and we get some more services, that should hopefully be a little bit easier. Speaking of services, potentially unlocking entertainment is a good idea. Because that would give us another service to make people even happier. Yes. Let's think about what we want to do. So we can build this. It's going to require furniture. It's going to require a lot of wood and a lot of workers as well. Could we build a smaller one? We could certainly build a smaller one. This would give us a lot of services. I think this one might be a little bit better. Let's build it over here next to the sort of depots here. They can build that on up. They'll get more of a service. Make people a little bit happier, although we're kind of running out of furniture. Maybe we could potentially add in some more carpenters as well. I think that's probably a good idea. just so we can get some more of our furniture together. If we have to, we can also drop the amount of furniture that our humans are receiving. Seems they only really want to come in when they're bribed anyway, but I think it's probably a good idea. Just keep it the way it is just now, see if we can get these furnitures. We could also give them some tools, actually, just to make them work a little bit better. That might also help. So how much are we producing just now? 15 a day. We give them one set of tools, and that goes up to 17. You can see the massive leap in productivity for every bit of tools that they get, and that's just due to the production numbers that you have just from your efficiency. And when we kind of look over here, you can see that there's an additive amount that you produce per tools, and also education. We don't actually have any education going on at the moment. We've got a little bit of technology, and that's going to increase our productivity, which is always nice. And here we go, our stage is done. We've got an actor, got a bunch of actors up here. That should hopefully make people much happier, because they've now got another service to use, as well as all of our speakers and that. So we'll wait until they actually get some free time and they can go around and they can check out the stage. We need to worry a little bit about our housing, because we are actually starting to run a little bit lower on housing. It doesn't seem like there's any homeless yet, but we are running out of available housing, so something to keep in mind. Other than that, everything is going pretty nice. Ah, look at those food stalls, fantastic. Yeah, so we need to think about upgrading the markets to fancy markets as well, just to improve that. Where is fancy markets again? It's up here. Yeah, I think that's probably worth it. We spent 300 for that. And let's upgrade these markets just so people have a little bit more satisfaction. And also it looks nicer when it's next to our food stalls as well. When in doubt, make sure things look nice. We'll build another longhouse over here, and we'll build in with that. With that, we will also build up another market stall over here for people to use. We'll build up it's just a little stall. It's not too big. A little bit of furniture used for that as well, but hopefully our carpenters will be able to keep up. And we'll make sure as well to build up a nice paved road up here as well. And over, and connect that one up over there. Cutting into our stone just ever so slightly, especially given the fact we don't have that many odd jobbers, but I think that's probably worth it. Continue the construction, continue things looking just a little bit nicer. And in terms of our research, we should hopefully still be going up, and if not, we can always allocate some more tools. Otherwise, we can allocate more tools to our carpenter as well. That could also be a very good shout, because their maximum they can have is 8. If we put them up to 2, that should very rapidly, yep, so we're making nearly 19 pieces of furniture a day. Very nice. We are using a bunch of wood for that, which is a bit unfortunate, but you would be I do not care if you don't like us. Giving us that much cotton would be fantastic. Thank you. We've accepted that offer. I'm very sorry to say that is a no-brainer. We will take all of that cotton and more. Speaking of cotton, we are still waiting for the construction of this cotton farm to be done. Once that's done, that should help us out quite a little bit. And how are we doing over here? Yep, let's upgrade this market just so it's nice, so people are getting the services they require. We want to make sure the people are getting the services, just keep them happy. You can actually see that even without a bribe, with the amount of services that we are now providing, food stalls are going up, people are happy about the number of stages they have, they're happy about the speakers. If we can upgrade the hearths as well, that will make people even happier. What are the Denorians complaining about? They're very happy with our lavatories, fantastic, that's what they like to see. But they're not so happy with our stages or our hearths. What about the Crotonians? The Crotonians do really want a tavern. Out of everybody, they do want a tavern. They want to drink away their sorrows of having to toil in the fields all day long. And probably from the fact that we have a couple of them enslaved. But hey-ho. You know, not every society is great. Ah, and here we go. We've been bestowed a new level. A Prontix Ray. We have the title of Grand Conqueror, and as such, you now have the divine permission to recruit a nobleman who will help you greatly. Which requires a bunch of stuff. But we do get +1 noble, we get a little bit extra happiness, and we can build a chamber, which is great. That means we get unlocked our first noble, and they'll be able to help us out by probably increasing our research. We'll have maybe a little bit of a look at that in the next episode. So now, first come first serve. If anybody would like to become our first noble, please let me know. We'll get you put into the game. as best we can. And that should be very nice for you. But I just want to say thank you very much for watching. We're going to stop this episode here. If you enjoy what we do, consider becoming a member of the Burger Band for early access to videos and for a little bit of an extra choice about what videos come out next. But otherwise, if you've enjoyed this, it's been great to have you here. Thank you very much for watching. And until next time, take care.